Welcome to MLS Daily. Your Major League Soccer recap starts now. The pitch is quiet today, but the news is not. On the pitch, multiple outlets are reporting. Robert Lewandowski set to join MLS, Fabrizio Romano. Robert Lewandowski set to join MLS, Fabrizio Romano. Bombshell free in 2 days, and at the end of his contract with FC Barcelona, Robert Lewandowski is set to leave Europe. Fabrizio Romano announced this Sunday evening that the Polish striker will join MLS, and more specifically, the Chicago Fire franchise. An agreement has been reached. He will sign his contract in the coming weeks, and everything is finalized. After Antoine Griezmann joined Orlando, the American League is thus welcoming another moving to the market, building momentum in the press. Newcastle's chaotic summer window is the hard reset the club desperately needs. Newcastle fans would be forgiven for hoping the World Cup will rumble on until the end of the year. While the top nations tussle for the title of world champions, the Geordie club have seen according to Yahoo Sports, MLS, Scotland goalkeeper Gunn signs for San Jose Earthquakes. Angus Gunn was Scotland's first choice at the World Cup. Getty Images. Scotland goalkeeper Angus Gunn has signed for Major League Soccer. Title hopefuls San Jose Earthquakes after being released by Nottingham Forest. The 30-year-old, who has 25 caps for his country, has agreed a contract until the end of the 2030 MLS season. Bruce Arena's side currently sits second in the Western Conference 15 games into the season, only behind Vancouver Whitecaps on goal difference but having played one game more. Tsakiris Lionel Messi named a third straight MLS All-Star Game roster. Will he play? Lionel Messi was one of 29 players named to the MLS All-Star team on Wednesday. The Inter Miami star leads the league with 20 goal contributions and is tied for second with 12 goals in 14 games. Messi, currently with Argentina as they prepare for a World Cup quarterfinal match against Switzerland, was one of 11 players voted onto the roster. 16 others, including Messi's international and club teammate Rodrigo de Paul, were selected by MLS All-Star head coach Dean Smith. Toronto FC's Richie L., according to Yahoo Sports, MLS, Red Bull's phenom. Julian Hall named to MLS All-Star squad. One of Red Bull New York's young stars is now an MLS All-Star. Julian Hall was named to the MLS All-Star Game on Wednesday as a commissioner's pick for the squad of players that will face the Liga MX All-Stars on July 29th at Bank of America Stadium. The honor is the latest feather in the cap for the 18-year-old, who has a team-leading 9 goals this season in 15 regular season matches. Julian Hall celebrates after the Red Bull's 3-2 victory over the Columbus Crew at Sports Illustrated. New stadium needed to keep Whitecaps in Vancouver, MLS Commissioner Don Garber says. Seattle, AP. MLS Commissioner Don Garber said before the United States beat Australia at the World Cup on Friday that the Vancouver Whitecaps need to have a new stadium deal in order to keep the club in Vancouver. NN. We're committed to keeping the team here if we have a viable stadium project, Garber said, which we don't have now. Your financial hurdles have hit the club despite its success on the pitch. BC Place, the Whitecaps' home since 2011, is government-owned in. MLS Thoughts, Caps future in limbo, Youth Report, Arfsten surges, and more. ASN's Brian Ciaretta is here with his latest thoughts around the MLS, including his weekly youth report on U.S. youth internationals. American Soccer Now reports, MLS Youth Report, Hall, Miller, and Tsakiris enjoy big performances amid strong season for young Yanks. ASN's Brian Ciaretta breaks down the midweek for young Americans in MLS with Julian Hall and Peyton Miller scoring big goals and Nico Tsakiris leading a San Jose turnaround. Crocker departs U.S. soccer, Yanks struggle in Europe, Youth shines in MLS. ASN's Brian Ciaretta is here to break down the top stories in U.S. soccer, MLS, and Americans abroad. According to American Soccer Now, MLS, young players shining, Berhalter surging to free agency, Luna responds. ASN's Brian Ciaretta writes about the top stories in MLS, including the breakout of several young American players, including Xavier Gozo, Julian Hall, and Nico Tsakiris. MLS, Youth is served with RBNY and RSL, Montreal is awful, USMNT update, and more. ASN's Brian Ciaretta is here to offer up his thoughts on the week in MLS. 2026 MLS All-Star Squad, according to U.S. soccer players. Major League Soccer announced the 2026 MLS All-Star roster on Wednesday, completing the 29-player squad that will face the Liga MX All-Stars on July 29th in Charlotte. The game at Bank of America Stadium is set for 8 p.m. ET on Apple TV. 2026 MLS All-Star roster, GK Maxime Crépeau, Orlando City SC coach's selection, Matt. According to Yahoo Sports, MLS, Neymar closes door on summer move to FC Cincinnati. Neymar closes door on summer move to FC Cincinnati MLS. And Eastern Conference powerhouse FC Cincinnati have missed out on the chance to bring one of the game's biggest names. The shock revelation that Brazilian icon Neymar may ply his trade on American shores has unfortunately not come to fruition, with the Seleção star officially walking away from the negotiating table, per the Athletic's Tom Bogert. Neymar, who made his return to the pitch for Brazil after 981 days in their comfortable 3-0 win over around the league. Orlando City trades Duncan McGuire to Houston Dynamo, according to the mainland. Orlando no longer runs on Duncan, as Orlando City has traded 2023 first-round draft pick Duncan McGuire to the Houston Dynamo. The big striker with the even bigger smile and the backflips joins the Dynamo, with the Lions receiving $600,000 in 2026 general allocation money, GAM, $400,000 in 2027 in GAM, and $250,000 in 2027-2028 GAM. The return could also include up to $1.15 million in GAM add-ons if certain performance metrics are met. OCSC will retain a percentage of any sell-on by Houston. Conference standings. Here is where teams sit right now. That is the recap. Follow MLS Daily and we will see you next time.